Welcome to Whiskey Obsession's review of Baker's Small Batch Bourbon. Baker's is a 7-year-old small batch bourbon at 107 proof. It's named after Baker Beam, the Grand-nephew of Jim Beam.
Hi everyone, Justin Dillon from whiskeyobsession.com, and today we're going to be reviewing Baker's. Now, Baker's is part of Beam's Small Batch collection, so it's right there in line with Basil Hayden, Knob Creek, and Booker's. I love whiskey with great history. Now, anything coming from Beam is going to have great history. There's 6 generations of distilling experience put into this bottle. They've been using the same strain of yeast for over 60 years to create Baker's. Now, Baker's gets its name from Baker Beam, who's the grandnephew of Jim Beam. Each bottle is hand-filled, corked, and waxed. It's a small batch bourbon, as we discussed, and it does have a batch number placed on the back label. So you'll be able to see it more in the pictures. But what I want to do right now is I want to really just open it up, start getting into the tasting with you. And it's really nice that they put this peel piece on. So when you can peel off the layer of wax. Hey, look at that. We didn't need the knife tonight. More wax. Maybe we do need the knife. That's the thing with the hand waxing, is that you just never know how easy or difficult it's going to be. And that's nice because it's individualizing each bottle. So there we go. And we're going to get that nice pop. Now, this is a clear bottle. So you can see the dark, rich color of it. Let's go ahead and pour a glass. It looks like a good amount. I'm going to set this over here and cork it. Now, I'm going to start aerating it. But right off the bat, you can see it's just got a warm, amber, almost a nut brown color to it. And Baker's is distilled at 107 proof, so we will be adding some water to this. Also, it's aged for 7 years. Now, I get a lot of questions about aging and what the significance of the year is. To be honest with you, it's the master distiller who comes up with when the whiskey's ready. It could be 4 years, it could be 8 years, 7 years, 6 years. It's all up to them. And they decided that 7 was the magic number for aging this particular bourbon. And 6 generations of distilling, and you know they've got it right. So get this aerated a little bit, and we're going to start breathing it in and kind of get you an idea of what the scents and aromas are. Now, right off the bat, there's very little nasal burn, which is impressive for 107 proof whiskey. Deep in, there's a caramel presence. There's some vanilla in there. I'm just going to coat this glass a little bit more. We're going to take a little care in this review because it is such a special product. I mean, a lot of tradition went into creating this. There's a very fruity scent to it. And now there's getting to be a little bit of a burn. It's actually getting deep into it, but oh, it's just a wonderful bouquet. So the fruit, hints of vanilla, and the caramel's very present. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to take just a little sip to get an idea of what it's going to be like, and then we're going to add some water and go back to the nosing process. That's 107 proof, all right. I'm going to set this down for a second. Grab some water. Now, I would really, really love to be able to do this with branch water, which, as we discussed one other time, is water from the actual source that they use when the distilling, but a little hard to come by. So we're just using regular distilled mineral water, spring water. So, oh, the water opened it up. All the aromas are just bursting now. Especially the more I aerate it. Really want to get this swirling about. A little offering there. I truthfully believe my couch probably consumes almost as much whiskey as I do, just from the little spills during the tastings. Look at that. Even with the water, the color stays relatively unchanged. Oh, the caramel, the fruit, it's very sweet when you nose it. Now that first taste gave me an idea of what the texture was going to be like. Now we're going to get into the actual taste, and we'll go over a little bit more of the texture. It's very silky smooth in the texture. There's hints of the fruit that you get on the nose in the taste. The texture's amazing. And the more you smell it, the more that caramel and vanilla and the fruit comes through. Keep it aerating, keep it moving. It's nutty, like toasted nuts. Texture is still very silky, very even throughout the mouth. The vanilla is becoming more and more prominent as I aerate it some more. And I know I tend to talk a little low, so I try to raise the volume a little bit in the videos, but there's the vanilla right there. So still the fruitiness, like a dark fruit almost. Not really citrusy, but warm, dark fruits are there. There's a vanilla hint to it, just a little bit on the end of the taste. Again, that silky texture just makes this an enjoyable drink. It's one you're going to want to sit and just really enjoy in a nice snifter, or if you have a tasting glass. You know, a little bit of spring water makes a difference. The fruit and the vanilla with the toasted nuts are incredible. Now, I've been getting a sense of the finish throughout this tasting, so we're going to go ahead and finish this off right now, and I can give you an idea of what I'm looking for in the finish, and it's what I've been getting little hints of now, but not concentrating a whole lot on, so here goes. It's not exceptionally long. I would say it's got a very medium finish to it. It's very smooth though. Goes down very easy with just a little bit of warmth, but the sweetness lingers, which is beautiful and something you'd expect from a well-crafted small batch bourbon. Something that's not production made, if you will, with machines. And that's what you kind of start to realize when you get into the more, I don't want to say sophisticated, but maybe with the more mature whiskeys, where they're sampled and they're tested and then they're bottled and then they're corked and waxed and then they come to you. And then there are whiskeys out there that are very production based, and we haven't talked about any yet, and I'm sure I'm going to review a few in the future. But a well-crafted specialty bourbon like Baker's is something you will absolutely enjoy. You will remember it, and every time you drink it, you'll remember what it was like the first time you drank it. And part of that goes into the fact that for 60 years they've been using that same time-tested yeast strain, the same mash bill, everything. They've been replicating the process over and over again to the point of absolute perfection. I highly recommend it. It's a wonderful drink. Excellent, excellent. Quite enjoyable. Share it with a couple of your whiskey friends, and reminisce about old times. If you're from up north, it's going to give you a sense of fall and late fall, early winter, and sitting by a fire. It's a wonderful, wonderful bourbon. I can't say enough about it. I want to thank Beam for giving us this bottle, and for the Basil Hayden we reviewed and the Devil's Cut. They've just been wonderfully good to us, and they just create such a quality product. So, thank you again, Jim Beam, and for all you've done. Not only for us here, but for whiskey in general. This is Justin Dillon with WhiskeyObsession.com. I'm going to ask you to like the video, give it a thumbs up, post your comments, send me emails. Please. I love the feedback I've been getting. It's excellent. Again, this has been Baker's from the Small Batch Collection of Beam Inc. And Justin Dillon with WhiskeyObsession.com. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.